Good morning, students. This lesson is of class 10 for the subject of History and Civics. This lesson is being submitted to you on Monday, 10th May 2021. All the students, please open page number 161 of your textbook. Children, we had already started this chapter last week. Do you remember? So now, let us continue with the chapter. Rajya Sabha. The upper house of the parliament or the council of is known as the Rajya Sabha. The composition. The Rajya Sabha consists of not more than 250 members. It has two types of members, nominated members and elected members. Nominated members. The President nominates 12 members to the Rajya Sabha. These members have high knowledge in subjects like science, literature, art, and social service. They are nominated for 6 years. Elected members. There are 238 elected members appointed from the states. The seats are fixed on the basis of the population of the states. Election. The members are elected by the Legislative Assembly of each state by means of proportional representation through single transferable vote system and open ballot system. Term or tenure of office. Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. It is a permanent house. The members have a term of 6 years. 1/3 of its members retire after every 2 years. The members can be re-elected. Qualifications for membership. Number 1. He must be a citizen of India. Second, he must be 30 years of age or above. Number 3. He must have all qualifications according to the Parliament. Number 4. He should have his name in the electoral rolls. Number 5. He should be financially strong. 6th. He should not hold any office of profit under the central or state government. 7th. He should not be a criminal. 8th. He should not be of unsound mind. Presiding officers. Number 1. The Vice President of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He is not a member of the House. He presides over its meetings. In case of a tie, he gives the casting vote. Second, the Rajya Sabha also has a deputy chairman. In the absence of the chairman, he performs all the functions. Powers and functions of the Union Parliament or powers and functions of the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. Children, before we go any further, it's question time. Please write the answers in your notebook. Question 1. Can the Rajya Sabha be dissolved as a whole? Question 2. What is the tenure of a member of Rajya Sabha? Question 3. How are the members of Rajya Sabha elected? Children, You may pause the audio for 3 minutes and write the answers. Students, have you finished writing the answers? Let us continue. Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha have equal powers in matters like impeachment or removal of the president, removal of the vice president, removal of the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Courts, and constitutional amendments. All presidential audiences and declaration of emergency should be approved by both House of Parliament. Legislative powers. No bill can become a law till it is approved by both the houses. If there is disagreement, the President can call the meeting of both the houses of Parliament and decision is taken by majority vote. The Parliament can make laws on Number 1. Matters in the Union list. The Parliament can make laws on all the 97 subjects given in the Union list like defense, communications, foreign affairs, etc. Second, matters in the concurrent list. The Union Parliament and state legislative assemblies can make laws on all the 47 subjects in the concurrent list. For example, education, forest, trade union, etc. If there is any dispute between Union Parliament and state legislature, then decision of Parliament is considered. Number 3. Residuary powers. The Parliament can make laws on all the subjects which are not given in the Union list, state list and concurrent list. This is its residuary power. Number 4. Matters in the state list. It can make laws on the 66 subjects in the state list in the following conditions. First, during emergency. Second, when the Rajya Sabha declares that state list subject has become national importance subject. Third, when 2 or more state legislatures say that the Parliament should make law in the state list. Fifth, audiences. When the Parliament is not in session, the President can issue an audience. Audiences are temporary issued by the President when the Parliament is not in session. As soon as the Parliament meets, it should be approved by its, otherwise they lose importance. They have to be approved within 6 weeks from the reassembly of the Parliament. Sixth, powers during emergency. Whenever emergency is imposed in any state, the Parliament becomes very powerful in that state. Even the budget and finances are controlled by the Union Parliament. Financial powers. The Lok Sabha controls the finances. A money bill can start only in the Lok Sabha. After it is approved by the Lok Sabha, it is sent to the Rajya Sabha for approval. The Rajya Sabha can delay it only for 14 days. Number 1. The budget. The Parliament passes the Union budget. It is passed in 2 parts, the railway budget and the general budget. Second, supplementary grants. If the amount given for the financial year is not enough, then the government can make more demand is known as the supplementary grant. Third, vote on account. Vote on account helps the government to take money from the Consolidated Fund of India till the budget is passed by the Parliament. Number 4. Salaries. The salaries and allowances of ministers are fixed by the Parliament, which can only change during financial emergency. Number 5. Permission for taxes. No tax can be imposed or money spent by the government without the approval of the Parliament. Judicial powers. Number 1. Impeachment of the President. By the impeachment process, the Parliament can remove the President, Vice President or judges of Supreme Court or High Court if they are not working properly. Impeachment should be approved by both the House of Parliament with majority vote. Second, punishment. The Parliament can punish a person if he disturbs the House or shows disrespect to the House. Electoral functions. Number 1. The members of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies form the Electoral College, which elects the President of India. Second, the Vice President of India is also elected by the Union Parliament. Number 3. The Lok Sabha elects its Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Number 4. The Rajya Sabha elects its Deputy Chairman. Amendment to the Constitution. The Constitution can be amended by both the House of Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The amendment should be passed by 2/3 majority of vote. Otherwise, it is not passed. Control over the executive. The Parliament controls the executive by following manners. Number 1. Interpolation. The questionnaire, calling attention notices and half an hour discussion are some of the methods to collect information from the government about various policies and programs. Of these, the most important used method is questionnaire. The first hour of the meeting is fixed for asking questions to the members and collecting information. Second, vote of no confidence. If the government is not working properly, it can be removed by passing a vote of no confidence. A vote of no confidence can be passed against the Prime Minister or all the ministers or any one minister who is not working according to the Constitution. Third, adjournment motion. To draw the attention of the government on some urgent matter, the adjournment motion is passed. During adjournment motion, all other work of the House is kept aside and only urgent method is discussed. For example, death of several people due to the take of liquor, killing of a senior IPS officer in a place of worship, etc. Number 4. Other motions of censure. The other methods by which the Parliament controls the government are to reject a government bill, to pass a private bill against the wishes of the government, etc. Number 5. Monetary controls. The Parliament keeps a check on the expenditure and income of the government. No money can be spent or collected without the approval of the Parliament. Other powers. Number 1. The Parliament has the power to change the name of the state or boundary of the state if required. It can also form a new state. Second, the Parliament can make rules related to composition, powers and functions of the Supreme Court. Third, it can also establish a common high court for 2 or more states. Exclusive powers of the Rajya Sabha. Children, before we start with the exclusive powers, it's time for questions. Please write the answers in your notebook. Question 1. Mention any one circumstance when the Parliament can make laws on a state subject. Question 2. Mention any one of the reasons due to which the seat of a member of the Parliament becomes vacant. Third, what is the maximum gap allowed between 2 parliamentary sessions? Children, you may pause the audio for 3 minutes and write the answers. Students, have you finished writing the answers? Let us continue. Advantages or special powers of the Rajya Sabha. Number 1. The Rajya Sabha can declare any subject in the state list as a subject of national importance and can make law in that subject. Second, the Rajya Sabha can change or create new All India services. Third, during emergency, the Rajya Sabha becomes very powerful. It even controls the budget of the state. Exclusive powers of the Lok Sabha. Number 1. No confidence motion can only be passed by the Lok Sabha. If it is passed, even the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers have to resign. Second, money bills can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. It has supreme power over financial matters. Third, in case of a deadlock between the 2 houses over a ordinary bill, the will of the Lok Sabha prevails, as its strength is more than double of the Rajya Sabha. Relationship between the 2 houses of the Parliament. Differences. Difference over the legislative matters. Number 1. Ordinary bills. Ordinary bills can originate in any of the 2 houses. If there is disagreement, a joint sitting of both the houses is done. In such cases, both the houses are put on an equal footing, but Rajya Sabha has weaker position because it has less members. Second, money bills. In case of money bills, the Rajya Sabha has very little powers. Money bill can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha can delay the money bill only for 14 days. After that, it has to pass it. Control over the executive. The Houses of Parliament can ask questions to the members, but the Lok Sabha is more powerful than the Rajya Sabha. The Council of Ministers are only responsible to the Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha cannot pass the no confidence motion. Election of the President and the Vice President. Both the houses have equal powers in the election of the President and Vice President of India. However, Lok Sabha is more powerful because it has more members. Impeachment. In the impeachment of the President of India or the Chief Justice or a judge of the Supreme Court or of a High Court, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha have equal powers. Emergency provision. In case of declaration of a national emergency and if the Lok Sabha is dissolved, the Rajya Sabha becomes all powerful. Children, with this I come to an end of this interactive session. Please read the chapter properly and add points wherever required. Homework. Question 1. With reference to the powers of the Union Parliament, state the following. Number 1. Its legislative powers. Second, its administrative or executive powers. Thank you, students.